The strongest battles in life are not fought outside, they are fought inside the mind. Not against the world, not against people, but against desire, against impulse, against lust. If you've ever felt your mind pulling you in one direction while your conscience pulls you in another, this story will speak to you. In a small village called Ranu lived a young man named Dev. Dev was not weak. He worked hard in the fields. He respected his parents. He dreamed of a better life. But there was one problem he never spoke about. His mind was restless, easily distracted, pulled by desire. When he was alone, his thoughts controlled him. When temptation appeared, discipline disappeared. And every time it happened, Dev felt the same thing afterward. Guilt, shame, emptiness. He would promise himself, never again. I'll control myself. But a few days later, the cycle repeated. Dev didn't understand one painful truth yet. Lust never satisfies. It only demands more. One evening, sitting near the river, Dev whispered to himself, "Why am I losing control over my own mind?" That night, his life began to change. The next morning, Dev met an old monk named Ishan who had come to the village for a few days. People said Ishan had lived a life of deep discipline. Dev gathered courage and asked, "Master, how do I control lust?" The monk looked at him calmly and said, "You don't control lust by fighting it. You control it by controlling your mind." Dev frowned. "What does that mean?" The monk picked up two sticks, one dry, one strong and green. He snapped the dry one easily. "This is the mind without discipline," he said. "Weak, controlled by desire." Then he tried to bend the green stick. It resisted. "This is the disciplined mind. Desire exists, but it does not rule." "Tell me, Dev," the monk asked, "when lust appears, are you busy or empty?" Dev stayed silent. The monk continued, "An empty mind becomes a playground for desire." Those words burned inside Dev. That night, Dev couldn't sleep. He realized something shocking. Lust was not his enemy. Idleness was. Lack of purpose was. Lack of control was. The monk's voice echoed in his mind. You cannot remove desire, but you can rise above it. The next day, Dev changed his routine. He woke up before sunrise, worked harder, exercised his body, read instead of scrolling, prayed instead of fantasizing. Every time lust appeared, he did not panic. He did not hate himself. He simply redirected his mind. Because discipline is not suppression, it is redirection. Some days were hard, very hard. His mind screamed for pleasure, but Dev stayed firm because he finally understood. Every time you say no to lust, you say yes to self-respect. Weeks passed. Something inside Dev changed. His eyes became calmer, his thoughts clearer, his confidence stronger. People noticed, not because he spoke about discipline, but because discipline showed on his face. One evening, Dev met the monk again and said, "Why, I still feel desire, but it no longer controls me." The monk smiled. "That is victory," he said. "Not the absence of lust, but mastery over it. A man who controls his lust can control his life." Dev's story is not just a village story. It is a human story. It is your story. Lust is natural, but being controlled by it is not. Remember this. When the mind is idle, lust becomes powerful. When the mind is disciplined, lust becomes weak. So build your body. Strengthen your mind. Give your life purpose. Because a man who cannot control his desires will always be controlled by circumstances. But the one who masters his mind masters his future. Choose discipline over impulse, purpose over pleasure, control over regret. And one day, you'll look back and realize the moment you stopped feeding lust was the moment you started building strength. If this story helped you think deeper, share it with someone fighting the same silent battle.